Hello, everyone. Welcome to So Bad It's Good. We watched the amazing Monkey Shines.
Are you using that word ironically?
Oh, hey.
Is this going to be like Misery, but with a monkey?
No.
Monkey Shines is directed by George A. Romero, believe it or not. This is trash. It's about a man called Alan, who's a law student, athletic type. He gets hit by a truck.
Oh no, not the bricks!
Bricks have gone flying.
And he's left as a quadriplegic. Sorry, I struggle with that word. I had to slow it down.
Fire and burn and cauldron bubble.
His friend, sort of knows him, Jeffrey Fisher, is a scientist who's been experimenting on capuchin monkeys to make them more intelligent. So Alan returns home after his surgeries, but he struggles to adapt to his new life and attempts suicide.
Dark, that, isn't it?
I know.
It is quite dark.
I've watched it, but the both times we've watched it, I've laughed both times because it looks like a joke. It looks like a joke. I'm sorry, it does. I know it's terrible, and I get that's the only way you can do it. It looks like a joke both times, and I can't stop laughing every time I see
I more picked up the desperation of a quadriplegic trying to kill himself.
I didn't feel it as much as you. I'm sorry.
Jeffrey approaches a lady called Melanie who trains monkeys to be service animals to train one of his genetically modified monkeys. Ella then starts to become a little bit attached to Alan in almost a romantic way.
Are and about.
No, I felt it. I felt it.
Alan starts to become quite irritable with his home help lady. The home help doesn't like Ella.
She is just a dirty, filthy, sneaky little beast.
And Alan threatens to hurt Mary Ann, the home help's bird, after it lands on his face, tries to peck him. So that night, Ella gets out of a cage and murders the budgie.
Bogart.
Bogey.
And now my little bogey is gone.
Maybe it was old age, huh? Maybe it was a rat that got it. Maybe you crushed it yourself when you jammed your foot into that slipper. Who gives a shit? It deserved to die. It fucking deserved to die.
Ella starts escaping and Alan starts to see through her eyes, like they have some kind of telepathic link. Alan realises that Dr. Wiseman, who was his surgeon after his accident, has run off with his girlfriend.
And then that just goes nowhere.
Absolutely nowhere.
Leads to a double murder.
Well, yeah, it's true.
I mean, it goes somewhere. The monkey a fire starter.
Monkey will do whatever monkey needs to do to get done.
Melanie and Alan then start getting closer after Alan spends the night.
We get a lot closer.
Well, he gets a lot closer to one part of her anyway.
2 parts.
Oh, I couldn't think of a more frustrating experience in my life. Well, yeah, but he suffocates under one of them.
Well, they're really going for it, aren't they?
She's going to suffocate him.
Monkey's going to come in and save him.
That could have been a suicide.
I think that would have been like
No, it would have been a murder.
assisted, wouldn't it?
Maybe assisted suicide.
I mean, that's quite a conversation to have with the police, isn't it?
I didn't realise he was saying
he wanted to top himself and he wanted to do it with my minge. I think you'll find I've done nothing wrong.
Jeffrey then arrives at Alan's house as he's realised that Ella's escaped.
Alan.
Oh, it's got a razor!
And eventually injects him with a syringe of poison, killing him. Melanie arrives, finds Alan, but Ella attacks her.
With a coat hanger! Oh my god!
Melanie is eventually knocked unconscious, and then Ella tries to set her on fire.
And then, almost comically, then picks up a needle and starts trying to stab her in the face.
Wake up, you gotta wake up now.
Oh my god.
No.
She's just like mocking Alan.
Yeah.
She's just tormenting him. Oh, I'm going to poke your girlfriend in the face.
Alan then distracts Ella. He eventually manages to sort of use his hand to start some romantic music. Ella then comes over to Alan, and then Alan rips her throat out.
Oh my god! Oh wow, I didn't expect that. Jesus Christ!
Oh, dear me.
Oh my!
Then Alan has some surgery, recovers from his disabilities, and then him and Melanie live happily ever after. He doesn't have to suffocate on a vagina anymore.
Unless he wants to.
Unless he wants to.
Consent.
This is an abnormality that doesn't look like it was caused by trauma.
Jason Baig, who plays Alan, I thought he did a decent
Mother,
job.
my hand moved. Did you see it?
Alan, please.
Mother, did you see my fucking hand move, or didn't you?
Up until he starts turning into a wise guy gangster.
You don't give a shit about me or anybody else. You're too wrapped up in yourself.
Am I supposed to trust you, you fucking off the reservation cocksucker?
Your life is nothing but an empty, greedy, black hole.
Come here, you fat fuck.
He's really pissed off with this monkey because it's killed his friend and and mum and possibly girlfriend. And he's going like, I'm going to kill you. I'm going to absolutely rip you apart. And she's looking at him like, oh, you don't know whether she's understanding or not. And then she just pisses on him.
Pissed on him. Whoa! What a move! What a play! I'm gonna fucking piss on you! Lord above!
I'm gonna rip your fucking eyes out.
Yeah, this is what's weird about this film, is it's kind of a bit, it's kind of rubbish, but there are some themes there, like the fact that you've got this very athletic, strong man loses his ability to move, and then a monkey pisses on him in a sign of dominance.
Finally, someone just grabbed the bloody monkey.
To be fair, the other bloke can't.
Jeffrey, who is played by John Pankow, is our scientist who has been experimenting on monkeys for some unknown reason and has been injecting one in particular with sort of brain tissue collected from dead people to make them more intelligent. It's really shonky science.
When I watched it a second time, I was like, oh, maybe I didn't catch it the first time. And then you watch it and just like, no, he just scrapes brains.
He turns up.
Whizzes it up a bit,
Yeah.
puts it in a syringe and injects it into the monkeys quite aggressively.
Oh, he's going in for him.
Jesus
for the monkey.
He's the one who is taking some sort of drug so he can stay awake for 24 hours so that he gains extra years.
Every 3 days that I stay awake, I gain 24 hours. Hell, even if I die at 50, I will have lived 65 years.
Of all of the characters, I thought there was a bit more about him. He wasn't as vanilla as a lot of the other ones.
You'll probably step in something once in a while.
It's one thing I don't have to worry about.
Oh my God. A cripple joke, you made a cripple joke. He's cured, huh?
He's the character that's interesting to watch. Every time he's on,
Smoking a cigarette
Smoke-
in every
yeah.
situation, every location.
But he also gets, I think, some really good lines.
Well, how do we diagnose this one, Wiseman? Clinical asshole syndrome? Clinical rat? Clinical snake in the grass syndrome?
Come on, Jeffrey.
And you.
You clinical cunt.
Bomb in 1988. I just don't buy him being a scientist at all.
No, I don't either.
Yeah, but he's more meth addict. Jeffrey has a lot of moments with Ella, so he must have been good with the monkey. But in what I felt like could have been in a parody film, when he goes, "I'll take Ella,"
Oh, yeah.
right, and he just drags her
Like he
and
never handled an animal in his life.
Sorry, Melanie.
Drag her across everything.
Mary Ann is played by Christine Forrest.
I've been hired by your mother to come and stay with you and take care of you.
You got a drink from a baby cup? Why has he got to drink from a baby cup? What possible reason is there for him to have to drink from a baby cup?
Mary Ann is Alan's home help who is hired after his accident to, again, sort of help him adjust and help him do his daily tasks.
She is horrible.
Hi, I'm Melanie. You're Alan's nurse? God has given me that burden, yes.
She is horrible and gets very jealous of the monkey very quickly because she realises she's being replaced by a monkey.
Look at her, Marianne. Isn't she a riot?
Is that animal housebroken?
Oh, Marion.
She's by far one of my favourite characters in this film. She's just interesting. She's really interesting. Every time she walks away from him, she's muttering under her breath about how...
Worse than having an infant around the house.
So the budgie is quite important in kind of the breakdown of that relationship. So Mary Ann and Alan have an argument about his care and about the fact that she doesn't clean up after the monkey. Mary Ann leaves the room and the bird flies into the room. He's calling for her. She comes in. In trying to swap the bird away, she almost knocks Alan out of the bed and his shirt is ripping. His face the whole time. I'm not sure what he was going for.
Marianne!
And that's when he says...
Get rid of that bird or so help me.
You what?
Oh, if you don't do something...
If you don't do something about that bird, I will.
Oh, no.
Has he put it in her slipper? She...
Oh.
Is that a real dead bird?
That was a really good looking dead bird.
Melanie is played by Kate McNeil, and she trains monkeys to be service animals, not genetically modified ones. And she's the one that trains up Ella. I think she's a good actress, and I think she does all right with what she's got.
Well, maybe I'll make it for you sometime.
Promise?
Let's not call it a promise. If I get the chance, I'll make it.
You don't like making promises, do you?
That's what I've concluded. With her in it, you've got scenes such as she sits on his face. Or when he goes to headbutt her, right, to show affection. Not headbutt her, but he
kind of leans
He does a
in.
loving sort of head thing. And then weirdly, she stands behind him so he still feels like shit, like he's done the wrong thing. Glad you're not making it awkward though. And she just stares weirdly and goes, but she doesn't do it happily. She's like, oh my God, I have to do this for him. And he can't see what you're doing, so he still feels bad about what he's done.
It's almost like she's going to pity fuck him.
Melanie takes Alan fishing, and obviously he's in his chair, so he's just sat on the shore. She hooks something and then goes to reel it in, and then he sits there and just goes, oh, I'm sorry, that's my fault. It's like...
No, it's not.
I probably wouldn't apologise for that if I had been sat in a chair.
Yeah,
Just normally. I'd just be
able-bodied.
like, I'd just be like, why didn't you move down there?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to bring up Star Wars, but it was a better love story than Kylo and Rey.
The love story between Ella and Alan's a better love story than that. And he ends up ripping her throat out.
As all good love stories end.
Do we need all the stuff of the monkey cleaning the windows?
Yeah. If you've got a monkey, you make it do stuff on camera.
Ella, the killer monkey, who's played by Boo. The monkey's the true victim in many ways of this film. Everything is done against her will. I felt so sorry. Falls in love with Alan and is then rejected, tries to reclaim her love, and then is savagely attacked by him.
Yeah, you've skipped out the 4 murders.
She does it out of love, like King Kong.
One of the reviewers did compare it to King Kong.
Really?
Yeah.
Because there's a monkey.
But then also because you rip an animal out of its habitat, put it in a very hostile environment, it acts like animals do when they're in hostile environments, and then they're killed.
I don't want to brag, right? But I think I could have that monkey.
I think most people could have that monkey, to be
Right,
fair, Tom.
good.
Even an intelligent one. Capuchins aren't very big. You just need to get hold of it and stop it biting you.
Right, and just break its arms. Like
Yeah, like you. Yeah,
I mean, we don't have to be quite so sadistic. We
It's
just
a
want to
killer
kill it.
monkey.
It's a killer monkey. I'm talking about if I've just discovered that this monkey has knowingly dropped
Yeah.
a hairdryer into my mother's bath in order
Which
to
actually
kill
I
her.
quite is one of my favourite scenes.
Yeah. She gets re-electrocuted twice as Jeffrey trying to figure out why the lights don't work. Jeffrey's car door. So Jeffrey drives around in a beaten up old whatever it is.
Add to his junky look.
Every time he gets out of his car and tries to shut the car door doesn't shut properly. And the first time you see him do it, he tries to shut it like 3 times and eventually figures out how to do it. You actually get a sense of progression in so much as he goes to close it and you almost feel like, oh, he's remembered because he lifts it first and then shuts it. And then you see his car again later when he's died, and Melanie sees that the door is open. She tries to shut it, and it just swings back open. It's just a detail in it that I just really enjoyed. Romantic dinner for 2.
I didn't think it was that weird.
What, her putting food in his mouth and then getting the spoon?
No more food. No.
Ella's trying to win him back by doing
Is
these
she?
things
I know,
that
see, I didn't take it as
she
winning back.
knows.
She's showing him who's in charge.
Yeah, that's what I took it.
as
She's
being.
showing who's in charge. It's like, I give you a treat now. That's
Yeah.
how this is working. I'm better than you. I've pissed on you. You're doing what I say. Here's a treat. Shut the fuck up.
This is an abnormality that doesn't look like it was caused by trauma.
So the director of this film was George A. Romero, who is a very well-known director.
Horror movies,
yeah.
mate.
Yeah.
Isn't he? He's a horror movie director.
Zombies mostly, isn't he? He's kind of known as the father of zombie films.
Yeah, it doesn't do so well with this. I read around that the studio was a bit in desperate financial time when this went into production, and I think they interfered. Actually, there is an alternate ending to this, which if Tom had stumped up for a Blu-ray, we could have seen. George A. Romero didn't want to do the happy ending of him being able to walk again and, you know, riding off into the sunset with Melanie. What I was reading wasn't 100% clear, but it seemed like they recut it or maybe refilmed stuff without his knowledge. In his original ending, prior to Dorothy and Jeffrey's death, Jeffrey's boss, Harold Burbage, steals the remaining brain tissue serum that Jeffrey's been injecting into the monkeys, and he injects it into the rest of Jeffrey's monkeys. Burbage is assaulted by animal rights protesters. Burbage insults them, then returns to the lab where it's discovered that all of the remaining monkeys have completely taken control of his mind. Anyone want to guess what the budget was on this?
5 mil.
I can't decide if it would be higher or lower. I think lower. I don't know.
Lower than 5.
Lower than 5, yeah.
7 million.
No, okay.
okay.
Higher than 5.
Overall, this film grossed $5.3 million.
Oh.
As bombs go, it's not that
It's not
bad.
terrible.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
But it's
But
not
to a
made
failing
much.
company, it's not going to be good.
It's
yeah,
not great.
it's Orion Pictures, isn't it?
Yes.
So Orion did all sorts of good stuff.
And then did a lot of not good stuff.
Yeah, and I think this
think so.
came in
This
that
was-
line.
yeah.
And apparently they were in financial difficulty at the time that this was being made.
This is an abnormality that doesn't look like it was caused by trauma.
There was some funny parts in this film, definitely, that I laughed at. There, you know, sex scenes. He has gone for it, hasn't he? Fight scenes with monkeys. Gangster impressions.
I cannot stand it anymore, Mother. I cannot stand your bullshit.
There was comedy in this, but there is lots of long, drawn-out moments that are just the film. It's 1.5 stars because there is enough comedy moments that I feel like I could turn on and go, yeah, but watch this scene. Oh my god.
I mean, I liked it. I liked it, though.
Weirdly, I enjoyed this movie more the second time round than I did the first. Wow, I mean, that was... Wow, what was that? Having watched it again and actually sat and found myself chuckling quite regularly at the nonsense that it was, it's a fairly solid 2 for me. I wouldn't recommend it over and above a number of other things, but I'd also say if you're going to stick it on, you're going to get enough from it that you're not going to be entirely disappointed by the time you spent?
I am really torn about what to give this film because, like Dave, I kind of appreciated it more on a second viewing.
It's kind of funny.
It's fucking wild.
I don't really think it's so bad it's good, to be honest, because I don't think it's bad enough. I didn't really laugh a great deal about this film, but I was more engaged with it just as a film. The story is relatively interesting as a concept, and they've sort of done something interesting with it, but not really enough. The only thing that really made me go sort of exclaim in any way was Ella's death scene. One, because I don't find it funny enough.
Monkey Shines receives a 4.5 out of 15. That's monkey shite.
Doesn't really shine much, this film.
Oh.
No.
What have you got? Have you got one to say as well?
No, I think you've used up
anything good that could be squeezed out of this film.
Christopher, how should the people at home spread the word about our channel?
Do you know, I just remembered that this was about to happen. I'd completely forgotten about it. I think you should piss into a bottle.
Oh, wow. That's where we're starting.
Yeah, I mean, is there anywhere to go from there?
Watch Bad Time Babble on the label. Throw it at your neighbour's door.
No.
Don't do any of this.
This is... You've got to stop saying this stuff because someone will do it.
No one will do it.
Okay, so we've written on a bottle.
Pissed in it first.
Sorry. Can't we write on it first?
Yeah, can I write on the bottle before I piss on it?
Whatever you want to do in that regard. Throw it at somebody's door. They obviously answer the door. They're very intrigued as to why someone's thrown a bottle of piss at the door.
Intrigued is
Well,
an interesting
you know.
choice of word in that scenario, isn't it?
Yeah.
They then pick the bottle up to report the crime or whatever, and they think, oh, maybe whilst I wait for the police to arrive to this claim, I might check out whatever they is. Because they would. Because you'd be like, why has this person thrown a bottle of piss at my door?
And then they watch this video, and then they watch this video and go, it was those bastards.
Yeah, they told whoever it was to piss on my door.
And then someone did it.
Don't.
They're as much to blame as the person that did it.
Or not. Don't do that, maybe. Just subscribe or something. I don't know. Maybe there's an easier way.
Maybe. Maybe.
If you liked it, subscribe to it, share it,
Piss in a bottle.
do all of those other internet things that make these things spread.
Like gonorrhea.
After the dead bird falls out of her slipper, I think it's when she's leaving. She's obviously bottling everything up and then literally just screams in Alan's face, "You killed my bogey!"